I'm Brenda Francis, founder of Modesto Sound. We opened the studio in 2005, and as far as interns go, I would just accept interns as people called and were available. And then one summer I was in Japan and I had some extra time to think about what would work nicely, and I decided to have a summer intern program. And that was a few years ago, and we had about 6 summer interns that year, and they had a lot of fun. They became friends, and so we decided to go ahead and make it an annual thing called the Summer Intern Program. This year there's about 18 young adults and 3 leaders, and some of the staff members that are also young adults working here were included, and some live sound people, so altogether maybe 22 people. And it's coming to an end here, so I'm glad we kind of got to capture their feelings and ideas of how the intern program went. There were so many field trips and hands-on learning. We had an idea for people to learn Pro Tools was to have an interview with someone, and we had a person film it, but more than that, there were some really good quality microphones on the interview, and so it got recorded, and then the intern that was holding the interview got to edit it in Pro Tools, and that made for a few hours of practice where they got to just use Pro Tools on their own. But it also gave us a lot of footage and audio of local interviews of talented people around here, and they also interviewed each other. And who doesn't want to hear more about what young adults in this area are up to, or teenagers as it may be. So there's 21 interviews now that we're working on finishing up, and we're going to give them to the local community radio stations and the 2 local cable TV stations. So that should really help spread out some of what we've accomplished this summer.
I heard about the internship program through a friend of mine. His name is Jeremy Lai. He was an intern here before, and he's hoping to major in some recording arts type things. And I had recorded at Modesto Sound before. It came up in conversation that he was an intern here, and I asked him how I could get more information. So he gave me Brenda's number, and I gave her a call. So she emailed me when the next internship came up, and I'm glad to be a part.
I think going to Stockton and seeing the Bob Hope Theater and the Thunder Stadium was the best. The guy, I don't forget his name, but he told us a lot about, he like kind of oversees everything that goes on like in the Bob Hope Theater and in the Thunder Arena, and how there's more than just running sound. There's like lights, there's unloading equipment, and like, I don't know, there's way more stuff than I thought there'd be, and like way more job opportunities, I think. So that was the best field trip for me.
I've learned a lot here in Modesto Sound. I've learned setting up live sound, all the speakers, monitors. I learned about recording, producing the music, any PSAs. I learned a lot about the marketing and the financial stuff about the business. Learned quite a lot here.
I've learned how to record, and I've learned about live sound, and just like different terms about sound, so that was pretty interesting.
Well, I've never been in a recording studio, so that was the first thing, learning how the setup was in the recording studio, learning how they use different tracks for each instrument, and just putting it together, mixing it all, adjusting the sounds and the acoustics for each one of them, each one of the audio tracks, and yeah, just learning that.
I've actually wanted to have my own recording studio sometime, and it's helped me a lot because I'm actually learning and preparing myself for what I want to do later on. It's also helping me. It's made a big change in my music too, because I also do my own music and my own recording at home. It's not, I don't have to really pay a lot of money for, someone to do that for me.
Yeah. Working here has opened my creativity. I've learned to write more songs, which I wasn't doing before, and I've met new friends who either play guitar or play the drums or sing. So it's opened a way for me to get into different parts of the music business, either recording or just learning other parts of the business other than music.
I think the biggest advice I could give to people who would like to intern here at Modesto Sound as the development leader would be to be persistent and to work hard. There's a lot to learn about music and engineering music, recording, live sound. There's tons to learn. I'm still learning myself. So just like having that spirit to be able to want to learn and to put the effort in towards that is important. And that's pretty much it.